videos that I do feel it is a major transitional shift coming through for all the signs, and I'm seeing it play out in your cards as well. We do have a lot of cup energy and a lot of pentacles. And now you are a fire sign, and I feel that coming on very early in the beginning of the year, you're showing up here as the Page of Pentacles. Ending in the year, you are showing up as the Eight of Pentacles. So there is a less impulsive approach when it comes to you and the way you deal with life, challenges that are happening in life, as well as overall your energy. It seems to me very stable, very methodical, and you're doing things in a way that is, I feel like that is very unlike you. So I'm not getting a lot of fiery energy coming across for this entire year for you, and I just feel that you are becoming more seasoned. You're coming into a greater understanding of life, impulses where you are driven to act, just to act, rather than thinking about cause and effect and consequences and ramifications. Those days are being put to the are being laid to rest, and I feel that overall you are bringing such a stable, such a forward thinking, and just stabilizing for your work sector, for your finances, and for your love relationships overall. So let's break down the energies coming through for the first quarter of the year, the first 4 months of the year. I do feel for a lot of you, when it comes to your financial situation, things are really incredibly stable. You are thinking longer term as to how you want to move up vertically, move up the career ladder, or things that you can do in your spare time as well in order to achieve greater financial abundance. For a lot of you who are either in the building, consulting, any type of city planning type of project, I do feel that you are taking a lot more clients, or you are letting go of the whole process of, you're working smarter, not harder. So you might let go of small clients in order to devote your time to the bigger clients. Okay, so you might slim down your portfolios, but you're going to attract higher quality clients as well. So you're working with people who have a lot of money, and overall you're slimming down your portfolios in order to allocate your time, in order to dedicate your time and expertise, and just your resources and your services, and just your skills. You're devoting slimming down your portfolio, and you're devoting time to fewer clients. Now, I do feel that because you're able to do that, you're starting to realize that the quality of the relationships are greatly enhanced as a result of you not stretching yourself thin. Okay, so that whole working hard and running yourself to the ground and things like that, being overly accommodating of other people, you're kind of putting that to rest, and you're approaching life in a more realistic, in a more practical manner. So you're imbuing the qualities of the earth element, which is really good for you, and it's going to build well for you when it comes to financial resources. Now, what is coming through here for the first 3 months, for the first quarter as well, is that I do feel for a lot of you, you are starting this year in partnerships. And your decisions about where to live, about what to do, in terms of family planning, in terms of merging businesses, assets, and things like that, it seems to me as if you are kind of dependent on another person. Not in a bad way, but you're waiting on a result, a solution, or even a decision from another person when it comes to financial investment. This can be, just waiting for the bank to give you a loan. It can also be just waiting on a romantic partner is what I'm sensing. Waiting on a romantic partner. For a lot of you, this is a very significant romantic partner that you've been with for 4 years. For others of you, it can be just somebody else that you've got your eyes on, but you're not sure how they feel about you. And for some reason, there is an element, it could be somebody on a work front. So you're approaching this very methodically and very carefully, but I feel that you're waiting and waiting and waiting. And I do sense that things are going to pick up very quickly, and things will start accelerating as well when it comes to quite happy here. You're going to be quite pleased and quite happy with yourself. The other thing that I am sensing here as well is for those of you who have carried over a relationship that was that you're kind of emotionally checked out about. I mean, you still care about the other person, but I feel that realistically, a lot of you might realize that the love is kind of running dry or is gradually running out, and you feel that, you know, we're heading in two different directions. So I do through for you where situations can no longer be swept under the rug. But I do feel that a lot of you have been mulling this over for quite some time, so you're not surprised. And you're also not, there are no resentment, there are no, you know, this isn't something that you chose to do on an impulse, because once again, I am seeing you're imbuing a different energy, a very stable earth energy, and you're trying your best to make things work, and you're not being impulsive about this decision, but you are coming to the realization that maybe it is for the best. And you've got a lot on your plate, it feels, on the financial front, and you have a lot of like soul searching that I feel that you're doing when it comes to love, when it comes to childhood conditioning, and when it comes to the ways that you either hinder or, you know, you might block yourself, or the ways that other people block you from achieving emotional happiness. So what I have here is a series of cards. We have the Sun, the Six of Cups, as well as the Hermit. Now the Sun indicates, you know, relationships and partnerships in this deck. And with the Hermit there, it indicates to me some type of introspection, that this is a process of, you know, that deep spiritual journey where you are trying to figure out, you know, how has my childhood conditioning, how has my childhood home affected the way I view relationships. And you're starting to realize that maybe you have some biases regarding relationship that is as a result of your childhood conditioning that you need to overcome. Maybe, you know, you've grown up thinking that, oh, relationships will never work, and it's because you form a divorced family. Or maybe you feel like, okay, you have to work on, otherwise you will allow too much imbalances, too much toxicity, and too much codependence issues in relationships. So this is a process of, you know, soul searching, where we get to the root of the way we think, and the things that we think about, and our value system, our beliefs, and then we try to see if it has any validity in the real world. So you're going through a very intensive process coming through here for the second quarter, and I do feel this energy coming through for the third quarter of this year. And, you know, once again, when I mention like first, second, third, fourth quarter, they do correspond with the quarters of the year, but the energy is fluid from one month to the next, okay? So that's just to keep in mind. When I mention the specific months, that's the only time that I can be sure when the energy is strongest for it to culminate. So coming in for the third quarter, a lot of success coming through for you. You are coming across as somebody who's very capable, who's very confident, and who is able to just take on the world, okay? We do have at the heart of this third quarter the Chariot card. And the Chariot card is all about, it denotes to me a lot of success, a lot of triumphant energy, a lot of opportunities for you to achieve success. But this is all a matter of being at the right place at the right time. So there's that element of luck, but at the same time, it's a matter of discipline. So for example, if you're looking to, you know, get the recognition in the workplace, you also have to be in the right place. You have to head the right projects, but you also have to devote the time and the necessary work into it. So I do feel for a lot of you, success is on your mind, wanting a career change. It is also a card about travel. So I definitely feel, you know, for those of you who are in relationships where you are planning to take a trip together, it's kind of like the last ditch attempt to re-inject passion in the relationship. I do feel that it is going to require a lot of work on your end, but it seems very fruitful. For others of you who are going on business trips, or even, you know, hoping to travel, possibly moving from one job to the next, or are given a job offer and thinking about moving to the next level, I definitely feel as well that you're going to have a lot of success, and the work itself is going to be right up your alley. Another thing I want you to be very careful of, because I do have the Empress next to the Lovers card. This is the month in which a lot of people will be seeking your company, okay? And they might want just a physical relationship with you. And just see where it goes. Be very careful about pregnancy. The Empress and the Lovers do indicate to me a choice regarding fertility as well. So just, keep that in mind. I definitely feel a lot of romantic prospects coming through for you, okay? And for a lot of you, it could be water sign. For a lot of you, it could be water sign, and for others, it could be an earth sign. So water signs are Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I do feel that I want you to be careful about overloading your time when it comes to sexual partners, because I feel as if, I feel like you've been through the ringer, the second quarter, and third quarter is like you kind of running wild. So just, there's no value judgment here. You do what you do because it is your own life. But I do feel that we do have the Five of Cups, which indicates a little bit of loss and regret. And then on the heels of this, I feel that, every time we start out with the Five of Cups, there should be some healing before we can resume our lives in a positive manner. So I do feel, all the physical energy that's coming through, it might just be a way to fill up the void in your emotional life. And might be something that you would regret later. So I just want you to keep that in mind. Just be very careful about that. Take care of yourself. And be very careful about pregnancy for those of you of child bearing age. I do feel that a lot of people are going to be in your midst to solicit you for dates, and you're going to be very, sought after. But when it comes to long-term committed relationship, I just feel that people are definitely interested in you for that, but your mind, for some reason, I feel that you're not. I mean, you can definitely have it if you want, but I feel for a lot of you, you might want to play the field, okay? And this can apply for, I feel more for Aries women. I feel it more for Aries women, but you definitely can have it if you want it, but a lot of you might not want it just yet, all right? So coming in for the last quarter of the month, and I do have to say this up front because we do have the Tower right next to the Two of Cups in the reversed, okay? So the first thing is, this is when actions and consequences do pretty much, catch up to you. And not in a bad way. Your hard work will be rewarded. So that's the first thing. When it comes to financial abundance, a lot of you are going to get that recognition that you deserve. Additionally, if you're thinking about selling a property, I definitely feel that coming in for the majority of you, where, the Tower can indicate a physical relocation, as well as I have here the Ten of Pentacles, which indicates some type of a inheritance, family inheritance, family, wealth, generational wealth. It is in the reverse position, so this can deal with an estate that was passed down. It can deal with a physical property, or just, some kind of inheritance coming through. Next to the Tower, it indicates to me there could be potentially a major move for a lot of you in a different area. For a lot of you, though, I do sense that, if you've been very, very promiscuous in the previous quarter, this might be a situation where, if you have been stepping out of the relationship, you want to be very careful about this last quarter, because I do feel a lot of significant relationships are kind of coming to an end. I do feel that you or your romantic partner are spending way too much time in the work environment, and there is that, that sense of absence, that sense of lack of emotional closeness, of an emotional bond with another person. So we are pretty much ending this year with new relationship partners that are coming through for you, and I do feel for a lot of you, earth signs and water signs, okay, as well. And then for others of you, I just feel that you're looking at relationships in general, and you're sensing that, why can't relationships be that simple? In the past, and this can be see eye to eyes with one another, and there is very little, everything flows smoothly. And then heading in financial resources, it's all about free time, and it's just, you're kind of not sure what you're looking for. And in the past, you thought you knew, and moving forward, I feel that a lot of you are becoming a lot more open-minded when it comes to life, when it comes to love, when it comes to opportunities that you allow to come into your life. So moving forward, you are coming into this sense of massive, immense awareness that you don't have the answers to everything, and it is okay. So you're going to plan out things in a more methodical manner. You are going to be more patient. You are starting to realize that, patience really is a virtue, and you're not going to be demanding or impatient when it comes to love partnerships and relationship partners. Through their actions, it is going to speak louder than words. So you are coming into this sense of serenity. I do feel, Aries, for a lot of you, this is a very, very beautiful year in which you learn a lot about yourself, in which you are becoming more calm, more seasoned, more emotionally and spiritually at peace with yourself. So it is going to be a very, very beautiful year. Now, I have 3 cards that did come out for the overall energies and overall advice for this year. And I do feel that we do have here the Eight of Pentacles. Excuse me, the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a woman who is very financially stable. She is usually somebody who is employed, self-employed. Self-employment is greatly indicated. If there are opportunities presented to you and they seem too good to be true, give it a second thought, because I do feel self-employment opportunities potentially coming through for you by the end of this year, okay? For others of you, there is going to be a job offer coming through, and I do feel towards the end of this year, it is going to change your life. So, go with it and don't be afraid to take the risk, okay? I do feel that it might come with a relocation or something like that, possibly a new property, a new home. If you are thinking about selling a property, there is going to be a huge chunk of money coming in for you. I also feel as well that this is a very good year for you to, read up on um, other religions, is what I'm sensing. And I don't feel that it is religion per se, but like reading up on the practices of certain religious sect. If there's something that you've been thinking about, a certain religious sect, like a Buddhist sect or a Catholic sect, or even like a Islamic sect that you're thinking about and you're interested in and you want some information on, you can be a student, you can be a historian, you can be a scholar looking for your next topic. This is something that I feel would be very beneficial for you to look into. And I am sensing that, the Caribbean islands and things like that, it looks like the focus should be there for some reason. So I know that message is going to apply to only a small minority of you, or possibly even one person who's thinking about, what they want to do or what areas they want to research. So I hope spiritual journey. So be very patient. The answers will come. All right. I do wish you the best, Aries. I feel that this is going to be a very phenomenal, phenomenal year for you all. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.